Happy Monday, 7th grade. This lesson is for Miss Grother's ELAR class, 7th grade ELAR class, second period, for Monday, October 5th, 2020. You can see that I'm logged in to our Google Classroom. I'm going to go to classwork. This is a new week, so you have a new topic. Remember, you can also navigate your topics here on the side, but if you scroll down a little bit, it's work for the week of 10-5 through 10-9. That's this week. And we are going to work on summarization today. This is not yet colored because this is actually Sunday at 4:05 p.m. and I'm recording this video. So it's scheduled to open up at 8 o'clock in the morning. That's why it's grayed. But if you click on this, and then I'm going to click on the Google slide and open that up. You will see our title slide. 7th grade ELAR, Miss Grother, 10-5-2020. I'm waiting for the slides over here to pop up. Okay, I'm going to click on the agenda. Today, we have 4 things that we're doing. Here's your daily attendance check-in. Then you're going to do the Nearpod lesson. Super important, after the Nearpod lesson, return to Google Classroom and click whatever that button is. I don't have it, so I'm not sure. So I listed both that I think I've heard. Either click Mark as done or click Turn in so that I know you've done it. And if you were not able to attend the Zoom meeting, or if you need to hear the information again, after this video, I'm going to link the video here. Okay? So hopefully you've already done your daily attendance check-in. If not, you can pause the video and then come back when you're finished. I'm going to move on to the Nearpod lesson. So I click on the link, open up Nearpod. When Nearpod does open up, my name appears on mine. I don't know if that happens for everyone's, but make sure that you put your first and last name so that I can give you credit in the grade book for your efforts. So you can see here Nearpod has opened, and here's my name. Make sure you put first and last name, click join lesson. Okay, so today we are summarizing a text. I did not create the slides show. I did put some activities in it, but not all of this is mine originally. So you see somebody else's name here, it's fine. Okay, today we will be able to summarize text, which is TEK 7.4a. By the end of the lesson, you will learn components of a good summary, learn the mnemonic device, SWBST, and summarize a brief passage. Let's review. A summary is a shortened version of something that has been said or written. It contains only the main points. We summarize because it is much easier to summarize a story than telling it than to mention every single detail that happened. When we do this, we are telling a person about something that's happened. So again, summary is main points. Let's review. A summary only includes the essential or the key points. A summary is brief. A summary leaves out dates, details, and numbers that are not important for understanding. A summary follows the usual paragraph structure, which is usually like a topic sentence, supporting sentences, and concluding sentence. A summary follows the same order as the original story or text. You can't jump around and tell a good summary. Let's review. Remember that you are telling a shortened version of the original story. You should not be quoting, or copying directly from the original. It has to be told in your words. A summary must be objective. This means that you should never include opinions or judgments in a summary. So again, it's a short version, no quoting or copying directly from the original text. It has to be objective, which means that we are not putting opinions or judgments in the summary. This short video will help you review just a little bit more before showing what you know. So get your headphones ready. This video is actually like 12 minutes long, so we're not going to watch the whole thing. If you would like to, you can, but I'm not going to for this purpose. Because we are studying fiction pieces, literary pieces, we're going to be using this mnemonic device. A mnemonic device is just like letters or pictures that represent something to remind you of how to do some things. So for this instance, we're being reminded how to summarize. It's fiction, so we're not going to use BME for summarizing fiction. We're going to use SWBST. Okay, I'm going to actually stop the video here for me. If you want to keep watching, you may. That was almost 5 minutes, it looks like. So I don't want to go longer than that. I'm going to move on. Now it's your turn. Here's some open-ended questions. In your own words, explain what a summary is. So just go here and type what a summary is and then click submit. You can pause the video to do that. Now I want you to circle the words that describe a good summary and cross out the ones that don't describe a good summary. I'm going to actually hide the instructions. I'm going to go down here and I can choose a color. I'm going to pick, let me do red. I'm going to make it a little smaller or thinner. Opinion. I'm trying to think, would a opinion go in a good summary? I think that I remember at the beginning we said to leave out opinions and judgments and only stick to facts. So I'm actually going to draw a line through opinion. Does it need to be ordered? I remember when we were talking about a summary, we said that it needed to go in the same order and you could not jump around. So I'm going to actually circle ordered. Go ahead and do the rest. This word is brief, which is short. Does a summary need to be brief or short? This one's quoting. Would I use quotes or do word for word copying in a good summary? This one's main points. Does a summary have main points? Does a summary have judgments? Is a summary written in a paragraph kind of form? And does a summary have all the details? When you're finished, come down here and lock in your answer and hit submit. If you need to pause the video, go ahead and start back up when you've finished. I'm going to move on. Here's a story for you. You will now be taken to a story on the internet. Read the story, pay attention to the details. Remember, we are working on summaries. Okay, so it says Carrie was listening to the new headphones she had gotten for her birthday and looking forward to her visit with her dad when she heard the faint sound of an announcement. The flight attendant said, "The captain has turned on the fasten seatbelt sign." She was already buckled in her seat, but she looked around and saw other passengers looking for their seatbelts. Suddenly, the plane began to shake, and she heard a loud cry from the rows behind her. The flight attendant, who was previously walking slowly through the aisle to check seat belts, quickly walked to her seat. She noticed her buckle up and hold on tightly. A wave of fear came over Carrie as she grabbed the armrest. As quickly as the turbulence began, it was over. Now, you can answer this in a couple of ways. You can maybe make your pen pretty thin, and I'm going to pick green, and you can write on the lines, which I am not great at. Or I'm going to undo all this. This is what I would do. You can come here to this text box. It wouldn't let me do it ahead of time, but if you come to the text box, you can click here and drag it, and it'll show you where your letters are going to start and end and all that. Then I can make it long like this. I can pick a color. What have I not used? I haven't used this blue. I'm going to go here and I can type in. Okay. Also, it might be a really, really super good idea to go here to the highlighter and highlight those bits of information. If I'm looking for somebody, I can say Carrie. Wanted, what did she want? I can even change the color, make it a little bit darker. Oh, that makes it bigger. I can make it red. What did she want? She wanted to visit her dad, right? Oh, it didn't change the color, but that's okay. You get the idea. So you can go through here and you can highlight your information, and then you can click your text box if you prefer that way, and create your text box and type in your answers there. When you finish, lock in your answers down here and then submit your answers. If you need time to do this, go ahead and pause the video. And when you finish this activity, you can unpause and rejoin us. And we're going to move on at this time. Okay, it's a 5-question quiz. This does have your immersive reader. Their question is, which of the following should not be included in a summary? The title of the original text being summarized, brief descriptions of key events, dates, details, or numbers that are important for understanding, or quotes from the original text and supporting sentences. I believe it is okay to put the title in so that I know what piece of literature I'm summarizing. So I think that one's okay. This one, I like that it says brief descriptions, and I like that it says key events. I believe you can have a short description of important things that happen. So I would say that that is important. Remember, we're looking for what is not. Should I put dates, details, or numbers that are important for understanding? I remember something about this when we were going through our lesson, but I think the difference is it said do not include dates, details, or numbers that are not important for understanding. So I believe this would be in a good summary. The last one says quotes from the original text in supporting sentences. I think that I can recall that it says that we're not supposed to have direct quotes or copying from the original text. In other words, in a good summary, we don't want to copy paste. We want you to have your own words. We want it to be summarized in your own words. So I would say this is the answer. I'm choosing that as the answer, and then come down here for next. Go ahead and pause. Well, I'll go through these. I'll read them. A summary must be objective. I remember something about objective. They said that objective meant you cannot include, or you should not include, opinions or judgments. So if it must be objective, that means it has to be factual. Is that true or false? Choose your answer. Click next. A summary should be in chronological order. Chronological means in number order. So that means whatever happened first, you should list out first. Second should be second. Third should be third, and so on. Is that true or false? Select your answer. Click next. Why are only key events and details included in a summary? Why would we only include key events and details? Is it A, because it helps keep the story in order? B, it helps to keep the summary brief? C, because it helps to keep the summary on topic? Or D, because it makes the summary longer? Why would we only include key or important events and details? Select your answer and click next. And the last question, a summary needs to be clear enough that someone who has not read the original story will be able to understand it. Is that true or false? And then you can hit submit. I purposely did not answer these questions, so I'm going to go ahead and submit anyway. But if it tells you you have not answered all of yours, please go back and answer. And I do get this summary here, and it does review your answers as well. Oh, I'm showing answers. Oh my gosh. And then I'm going to move forward. And that's your video for today. So I hope you have a fantastic, marvelous Monday. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you tomorrow. Take care.